G'day there. You want to tie the best caddis imitation that there is? Stay tuned. Alright, here we are, going to tie the Creel Caddis. Now the Creel Caddis is a dry fly that imitates the adult caddis that we see on our rivers and lakes. And it's been a great pattern. It's caught me a lot of fish, and it's caught a lot of fish and a lot of trout for my friends. I developed this fly around about 35 years ago, and yeah, it's a fly you want to have in your fly box. I will discuss the materials that we need as we go along, and I'll also have a description up on the film above me so that you can jot down the materials needed. So first of all, we start off, we need a size 14 hook, and but tie yourself a range, say size 14, 16 and 18. This one's a 14, and we use 6/0 thread, and we tie that in at the 2/3 mark, and we advance our way down to the bend of the hook. And stopping when we get to, we're about in line with the barb. Okay, now your first material you will need is copper wire. Now get the finest copper wire you possibly can, because we don't want to add too much weight to the actual fly. So find copper wire, and we tie it in at this point where we're at. Tie that down. Now what we do is we now need to tie in the body material. Now the body material is a material called superfine dowing. Now superfine dowing comes in plastic bags. It also comes in this dispenser type configuration, and the dispenser is great because you get a range of colours, and this material is great because it's waterproof and it's just perfect for dry flies. Now the colour that we'll need for this fly, the Creel Caddis, is a bluey dun colour. So we can strip off a bit of the material here, and then we'll spin it on to the actual thread. We want this body material to start off at a small diameter and then increase as we go towards the eye of the hook. Just need a touch more. Alright, so there's the body completed. Now with this we need a body hackle. Now the body hackle, you can do it in two ways, and leaving the main hackle we can use a saddle hackle, but it's not good for a body hackle because we need really small feathers from that, and so what we'll use is the Creel cape. And as you can see with the Creel cape, we have small feathers working their way up to large feathers, so we can select the right fly for the body hackle, which is this one right here. I reckon that'll be perfect. I'll judge that up. Yep, that's going to be fine. As you can see, we've got a lot of the down and at the base of the actual feather that is of no use to us. So we need to strip that off, and we also need to create a stem to tie that stem into the actual fly. A little bit fiddly to work with. So we tie it in at the 2/3 position. And we get our body hackle, or our hackle pliers for the body hackle, and make sure they grip, and be very careful. This, you can pull the feathers out of the hackle pliers quite easily. So we'll wind this down towards the copper wire. And we'll bring the copper wire and wind that towards the eye of the hook, trapping in the actual body hackle, and we need to wind that through in a weaving action so that we don't trap any of the actual fibres. And then wind it through. So we've done that well. Sometimes that can be very, very difficult. I'll cut away the copper wire and that fibre there. And there we have the body hackle, which is looking good. Now, the next material that we'll need is quail feather, and it needs to be wild quail, okay? Don't get any of those pet quails or anything like that. The feathers aren't strong enough and they're not pronounced enough. And again, you want the feathers on the skin so that we can select the small feathers to represent the wings. Now I'm going to select 2 feathers and we've got one there and we've got a good one right there. Now these feathers are concave, and we want to make sure that we have them concave against each one, so that they will splay out. Again, we remove any of the base feathers and put each feather against each other so that they will splay out like that. As we can see, the feathers like that. Okay, that's the way we want it. So we make sure they're in line, bring them up to the right length. This can be a bit fiddly. Match them up and the length, and then let's tie them in. That's just about right. We want to get that down just a little bit, so we'll just pull those feathers through just a touch. And then grab them again and then advance the thread back a little bit, just tying them down like so. That's perfect. That's what we want. We can manipulate them a little bit just so we get it all nice and correct, and we'll cut away the excess. Tie that down and then bring it back. So that now what we have to do is tie in the main hackle. Right, now for the main hackle, I will use the Creel Caddis. But we'll need a larger size feather for this, and probably I'm gonna get yeah, that should be maybe that one. Yeah, that one seems to be better. Again, take off all the rubbish feathers at the base, and let's tie that in at this point here. Okay, cut away the excess, just like so. Grab our hackle pliers. And we will now tie in the main hackle. And as you can see, these mets create a beautiful hackle, as do the saddles. Don't get me wrong, saddle feathers are probably better quality these days than these capes, but the capes still have a great quality, there's no two ways about that. Okay, and then we'll make sure we build up the head to the fly. And we'll just clean up any excess fibres that are sticking out. Like so. That's about right. And now we will whip finish. slightly, and now let's cut away the actual thread. And manipulate those feathers of the wing, which is perfect like that. And there we have the Creel Caddis. It's an absolute ripper of a fly. Now before we say goodbye, what I'll do is I'll take some footage of this fly on the water surface, and we'll see exactly what it looks like from above, and we'll actually take the footage as if a trout was only a couple of inches away, and you'll just see how realistic this Creel Caddis is. So we'll be back in a minute and we'll show you that test. Okay, so that was the Creel Caddis floating on the top of on the surface of water, and we were looking at it from below, just like a trout would do. I'll leave it up to you to decide what you actually thought of it. Put it down in the comments. If you've got any questions in regards to tying the Creel Caddis, and if you've got any flies that you would like tied, yeah, just write them down in the comments, and I'll endeavour to tie you up whatever fly you need tied, and any problems you might have as well. So until next time, this is Bruce Smith saying good fishing. See you later.